Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dig into the secret to creating one of those absolutely stunning gardens that, believe it or not, doesn't require a ton of work. We're talking about the true workhorses of the plant world, the perennials that just give and give.
I mean, who isn't, right? We all have this vision of these lush, beautiful flower beds, but the reality can be a whole lot of weeding and watering and just worrying. But what if you could build your garden on a foundation of plants that actually thrive on a little bit of neglect?
And that, my friends, is where the workhorse perennial comes in. Think of these as the solid, reliable performers you can count on year after year. They are absolutely the heroes of our garden story today.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a tour of the yard and break this down into 3 simple categories. Plants that just soak up the full sun, those that thrive in the shade, and of course, the versatile players that can handle a bit of both.
All right, first up, the sun lovers. These are the plants for those tough, sun-scorched spots in your yard where you thought, you know what, nothing is ever going to grow here. Well, think again.
Our first champion is sedum. And honestly, if you want a plant that thrives on being ignored, this is it. It doesn't want your fancy soil or a lot of fertilizer. In fact, if you're too nice to it, it'll just flop over. They look good from the moment they pop up in spring all the way through winter, when their sturdy stems look incredible holding up a bit of snow.
I love this quote from our source because it just says it all. Sedum's whole philosophy is, just plant me, leave me alone, and let me be beautiful. It is the definition of a low-effort, high-reward perennial.
Okay, next up, we have a classic power couple for those sunny spots, Russian sage and lavender. They really share that same tough-as-nails attitude as sedum. They love full sun and soil that drains really well.
And this is where you can really start to play with your garden design. For example, the denim and lace Russian sage is a more compact variety, so it won't get all floppy, and it has these dense, deep blue flowers. On the other hand, sweet romance lavender is shorter with these incredibly dark purple blooms that are just perfect for drying. And the best part? Deer and rabbits want nothing to do with either of them.
Number 3 is Rudbeckia, the classic black-eyed Susan. And let me tell you, this plant is a design powerhouse. Just think of it as your second layer of color. You plant something a little shorter in front, and then let these golden blooms just pop up from behind. They bloom like crazy from midsummer all the way until the first frost. And get this, they're even tolerant of black walnut trees.
Coming in at number 4, we've got echinacea, or coneflower. And there is a coneflower for every single garden. The range of colors is just huge now, from your traditional purples to these vibrant yellows and whites. They're fantastic in containers, but here's a pro tip. Whatever you do, don't cut them back in the fall. Those seed heads provide beautiful structure in the winter garden, and they're a critical food source for birds.
And our last sun lover for this section is Veronica. I just love this one for the spiky texture of its flowers. It adds so much movement to the garden. It's a total pollinator magnet, always covered in honeybees. But here's the really cool surprise. The plant is often hosting ladybug larvae, which are some of the best beneficial insects you can have. So it's not just beautiful, it's a tiny little ecosystem support.
Okay, let's move into the shadows. Now, shady spots are not problems, they are opportunities. They're a chance to create a totally different kind of garden magic, one that's all about texture, form, and amazing foliage.
And the undisputed king of the shade garden is, of course, the hosta. But please forget those simple green ones you might be picturing. The variety today is just staggering. You can go absolutely massive with Empress Wu, which can get up to 6 feet wide. Or you can choose the stunning blue, almost ribbed leaves of Diamond Lake. For a pop of color, Autumn Frost has these bright yellow edges, while Coast to Coast brings a bold chartreuse gold that just glows.
Next up is Drunnera. In the spring, it has these delicate light blue flowers that look just like forget-me-nots. But even after the flowers are gone, the show is not over, not even close. The real star is the foliage. These gorgeous heart-shaped leaves with an intricate silver overlay that look incredible all season long.
Now, to add a completely different texture, you have to look at Japanese forest grass. It forms these graceful, soft, almost flowing mounds that create a stunning contrast right next to a bold-leafed hosta. The Orioba variety is especially beautiful with its variegated stripes. Just a quick heads up, this one's a little slow to wake up in the spring, so you gotta be patient with it.
Number 9 is lungwort, or pulmonaria, and this plant has a fascinating little trick up its sleeve. In the spring, the flower buds come out a sort of salmon pink color, but then they open into this rich blue. So at any given moment, it literally looks like the plant is blooming in 2 different colors at once. It's a really unique and beautiful effect.
And finally, for our shade section, the incredible hellebore. These are the first things to bloom, often pushing right up through the snow in late winter. And the diversity is just mind-blowing. The gardener from our source material grows 42 different varieties in her yard. 42! I mean, that just brilliantly illustrates how many options are out there, from colors to forms. They're truly a collector's plant.
Okay, on to our final category, the versatile players. These are the plants for those kind of tricky spots that get a mix of sun and shade during the day. You know, the places where you need something that's adaptable and forgiving. First up is the hardy geranium, and it is a brilliant problem solver. You know when your tulips and daffodils are done and the foliage gets all messy and yellow? Well, this plant emerges early and lush, perfectly timed to cover all that up. Plus, it's tough, drought-tolerant, resistant to pests, and even gives you beautiful red foliage in the fall. At number 12 is Lady's Mantle, and this one is really all about the aesthetics. It has these wonderful scalloped leaves that catch morning dew and raindrops like little jewels. Paired with its frothy sprays of chartreuse flowers, it just brings this fresh, lush look right to the edge of any garden bed.
So, we talked about Japanese forest grass for the deep shade, right? Well, think of carex as its cousin that can handle a bit more sun. While Japanese forest grass is soft and willowy, carex is a bit stiffer, more upright, and it forms these neat little clumps. It is the perfect choice for those in-between spots. Next is penstemon, which is a fantastic native perennial, especially for drier regions. And some varieties, like Midnight Masquerade, have this dramatic, dark foliage that's a perfect backdrop for its lavender flowers. They make a great cut flower, but don't toss the stems when they're done. The seed pods are gorgeous and add incredible texture to fall arrangements.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's really this. A beautiful, enjoyable garden doesn't start with the rarest, most difficult plants. It's built on a solid foundation of these reliable, proven workhorses. If you start with plants you can trust, you are setting yourself up for success.
These 15 performers are such a great starting point for creating a garden that works for you instead of the other way around. So really, the only question left is, which one of these amazing plants is going to find a home in your garden? Thanks so much for watching.